This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. I'm joined by MTK's latest acquisition, FRAMPTON.
How you doing, mate?
How are you, alright?
Good, yep.
In an undisclosed location here.
Yeah, nice wee hotel. Stay in sometimes. I'm not staying here tonight. I'm staying in an apartment, but I stay here sometimes. Nice.
It's very nice,
Yeah.
very nice. A lot has happened in the last sort of 2 or 3 months for you, sort of away from the boxing ring. Ever since that, obviously your fight was pulled almost at the 11th hour. I just want to go back to that. That must have been sort of a disappointing few days for you there in Belfast.
To say the least, it was very disappointing. The place was sold out. People coming from all over. You know, obviously people come from Belfast and all over Ireland, but people come from further afield. I heard of someone coming from who was working in Dubai, coming home for a few days to watch the fight, and disaster for me, disaster for everyone involved, for all the fighters on the undercard as well. But it was a hard pill to swallow, to be honest. Flip, I was pissed off, you know, but what can you do? You just have to move on. You
had the issue, obviously, that you addressed on your social media with the weigh-in.
Yeah.
And then literally a freak accident.
You know, me missing the weight and then that happening, it wasn't brilliant. And it all all these conspiracy theories come out, and there was people photoshopping videos of me and Barry like chasing Gutierrez into the shower and stuff, which they were pretty funny, but a lot of conspiracy theories. But it was just a freak accident. I should have made the weight, didn't, and I held my hands up for that. Unprofessional. And he fell in the shower. He couldn't make it up. And not only fell in the shower, he knocked his teeth out, pushed an R1 up into his gum. He cut his chin, cut his nose. Like, he wanted to fight. He was in the hospital. He was asking the doctor to pull his tooth out. It was pushed into the gum, pull it out, and let him fight. But I suppose it was the right decision from the board control doctor to say he wasn't fit to fight.
Moving forward, in regards to what weight you'll fight at, did that weigh-in, does that tell us anything about future?
I'm a featherweight.
You're a featherweight, okay.
And that's it. And I should make featherweight comfortably, but like for whatever reason, I didn't make it. You know, that was it. Didn't make the weight. Should have done it. Unprofessional, but I was annoyed at myself for not doing that, you know. I was genuinely annoyed. I tried to make it, and people say you only missed a bit of pound. Why'd you not go and try and lose that pound? But if you'd have seen me the morning before the weigh-in and the night before the weigh-in, I tried my best to get it off, and it wouldn't come.
Love your tweet to Javante Davis, by the way.
Yeah. I was expecting a wee bit of stick back for that, but from him, but he didn't say anything. I don't think he said anything, did he? No.
I don't remember, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah. I went over a few people's head as well. Like, they were giving me grief back for missing the weight, as if I didn't know that. But obviously, it was a joke.
Okay, so I do understand. I'm gonna ask you some things. I'm not sure really how much you'll kind of tell us, but the news kind of come out that you removed yourself as a director from Cyclones, and then the rumours started surfacing. I mean, from everywhere and everything possible, and you kept your silence, and Barry, etc., Shane kept their silence about it. But what can you tell us about that situation regarding that split?
The split, you know, it was just time for me to move on. I feel to better my career, and don't want to go into too much details, but I just felt, for me personally, and for my family, and for me to get involved in the big fights, and it's about dough as well at this stage in my career. You know, I've got a couple of years left. It's about making the most money, and I think it was a clever move for me to just part company. I've had some amazing nights with the McGUIGANs, and nights that I'll never forget. But I just think that it was the right time for me to move on.
How would you sum up the current relationship, if there is one, with?
It's all right.
Okay. No, listen. I'm being sensitive to the fact that there are things that you possibly can't talk about, so we can move on from that.
Look,
You know.
I'm a respectful person, and I know that we shared some big nights, and I just don't wanna say something that would look stupid or sound stupid or derogatory towards anyone, and it's just the way it is. You know, it's things happen in life that sometimes you don't expect, and but I just feel that it was, you know, it was just best for me to move on, and I wish them as well with the fighters that they have at the minute, and with the rest of the boys on Cyclone and girls, Chantel as well. They've got.
Obviously, for years you was under the coaching of Shane McGUIGAN. You've now got a new trainer in Jamie Moore, which you announced not too long ago, again via social media. So, how did that come about, first of all, Carl?
It was my dad actually that suggested Jamie Moore, and I was kind of going around in my head. And see, to be honest, in the UK, there's a handful of top quality coaches I would want to train with. We could have went to the States and stuff, but I have 2 young kids, and it just wasn't practical, and it misses back home. So, my dad suggested Jamie. I hadn't thought of Jamie, and I thought that'd be, you know, a good shout. Came over, tried him out for a few days. He was the first one to try it out, and we kind of clicked and gelled, and he had the same ideas as me about training and how I should be training at this stage of my career and what I should be doing, and that was it really. So I'm happy here. The boys in the gym I'm enjoying boxing, you know. It felt like a chore to me, boxing. It was a hard graft the last few years, and I just, you know, in the gym and training and busting my balls every single day, training hard, and I put the effort in, but I was constantly talking about retiring. I can't wait the day when I can hang the gloves up, but I'm enjoying it here. Good crack about the gym with the boys. So I suppose when you're in any job, you need to be enjoying it, especially this job. Boxing's the toughest game in the world. If you're not enjoying it, it makes it twice as hard. So I'm enjoying myself.
We know one of the most difficult aspects for you, obviously, when you're in camp, is being away from your family. How does this suit you to be kind of in Manchester with Jamie there?
I've done it my whole career, and I go away on a Monday morning and I come back home on Friday. So I see the kids on a Monday morning. I drop the wee girl off to school, and I'm back on Friday night. So it's not too bad, you know. But that is the hardest part. But this is great, and I think I need to be away from Belfast with all the distractions, and just get the head down and get focused. And I'm not as big a name in Manchester as I am in Belfast, so probably get a bit of stick for beating Quig over here a bit more than, like, nah, people are okay here, so I'm enjoying it again.
And yesterday you announced a link up with Matthew Macklin's MTK Global.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to me a little bit about that, and how did that come about as well?
Look, I was looking a bit of advice, and I spoke to a few different guys, and I just see what MTK are doing in the world of boxing. They're a new company, relatively new. I think they just had their 5th birthday there recently, and they're getting their fighters involved in some big fights. I feel that they can help me get the big deals. I've still to get a promoter and link up with a promoter, but I think that MTK can help me get the best deal, and that's it. I'm just looking forward to moving on in my career, getting some big fights, making a few quid for me and my family, and have a bit of security after boxing.
Obviously, the huge Irish influence at MTK Global, I'm not saying played a part, but it must have had something to do with it. You've got Paddy and the Collin brothers there as well.
Yeah, I know all these guys that MTK have got, and they've got, it seems like they have every fighter in Ireland at the minute, and so yeah, it was an easy enough choice. I met Matthew in Vegas. We had a sit down chat at the McGregor and Mayweather fight, and I liked the things he was saying, so that was it really.
Do you feel like you're at a stage now of your career where it's only got to be these big fights for you now? You've accomplished what you've accomplished, but there are so many fights in that featherweight division that can be made, big fights.
I think, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with my next one. We could, you know, still need to be a name of some sort. You know, I don't want to be fighting mugs. I want to get a fight though that gets me ready for one of the top top quality names. You know, I'm fitting in and gelling in with Jamie Moore now as well. Hasn't been a great year for me, so I'd like to finish the year with a win against someone, and then we'll look for one of the big boys after that.
Is it the plan for you that you want to fight in Belfast before the year's out?
I'd like to fight in Belfast before the year's out, but it doesn't really matter where I fight. Doesn't really matter where I fight this side of Christmas, as long as they can deliver whoever I go with Windsor Park for me in the summer of next year.
The kind of question everyone wants to know now, promoter-wise for you, I'm assuming that you're keeping your options open, and I've spoken to Eddie Hearn over the last sort of couple of weeks, and haven't spoken to anyone else, but he hasn't really told us anything about that situation. He said that if there was an opportunity to work with you, that he would, and that was what he said a few weeks ago. So, what is the current situation regarding the promoter?
I'm kind of hopefully have a decision in the next few days. To be honest, I'm sitting here as we thinking about where to go. A few offers have come in, so now is kind of time to make a decision. I'll need to do that in a few days, so you expect to hear something pretty soon about the promoter. But look, I'm not daft, and I can sell tickets, and I'm still, although it hasn't been a great year for me, I'm still one of the top fighters in the world. I was Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year last year, so I know these boys will want me, the promoter. So I'm in a strong position.
Obviously, we know there's been a lot of history between yourself and Matchroom. The fact that you were still with them before, but is that does that play a part in making your decisions for the future, or is that kind of scrapped now?
Not really.
Look, clean slate.
I'm thinking, using my brain now, and I'll do what's best for myself and my family. Eddie Hearn says you don't have to like him to work with him. So,
has there been talks of American promoters? Has that come into it?
Spoke to it, yeah.
Just keeping your options open.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just saw a video with Santa Cruz. He's still saying that wants that third fight with you, and but like I said, there's so many options there.
It makes sense, doesn't it? But he's fighting now Chris Avalos. Then he says he's going to fight Mares next, so that kind of rules him out the next summer at least. I would like the fight with Santa Cruz. Hopefully I could maybe jump in front of Mares. You never know what happens in this game. We'll just keep my options open, but I still have a relationship with Al Heyman and Lewis DeCubas as well, who's Al Heyman's guy who I would speak to a lot. So a very good relationship with them, and they always looked after me, and they got me a couple of big fights. So I want to keep that relationship going, and I would like to work closely with MTK and keep a relationship with him and his people too.
Two fights I want to ask you about, if they've been discussed obviously in the last few weeks for you, Lee Selby and even Scott KUGAN. Has that been discussed?
No one's mentioned Quig, to be honest. Obviously I still feel that I've beat him, and that's gone over old ground again. Unless he gets a couple of meaningful wins, and I'm not really thinking about that at the minute, but we'll see what happens. Selby is a potentially a very, very good fight, but I've been advised by MTK now we'll sit down as a team and talk about the options and who we want to go for together. Okay.
Well, listen, I know you've got things to do today, so I appreciate your time today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No. Don't think so. Said enough.
You're on my team now, Frampton, you know that, don't you? No, but listen, best of luck, like I said, in this next phase of your career, and I hope it all works out for you. You're with good people, and so long may it continue.
Thanks, mate.
KUGAN, CASSIUS, Carl Frampton, IFL TV, thank you very much.